In this Apex Legends mobile video, I'm going to show you the worst guns to use for late game. Now this may be no surprise, but the first gun that we're going to talk about is the P2020 Pistol. It feels very inaccurate in Apex Legends mobile, and I'm not sure if that's because I'm on like 350 ping all the time. But you'll see in these clips, I feel like I'm shooting them and it's just not registering or recognizing these bullets. Now it has got a fairly nice fire rate, which I will say is definitely not going to win against an R301, an R99 or a flatline. It doesn't have a quick kill time ratio. It's very slow in getting those kills because it only deals 16 to 18 damage, and I think a headshot is 27, so you're definitely going to take forever to kill your opponent. Okay, so the charge rifle, you might think it's actually a pretty decent gun because if you lock onto your target and you get the full beam, it will deal 80 plus damage, which is actually incredibly good. However, in Team Deathmatch, arenas, and even Battle Royale in some circumstances, when players are moving around, the aim assist is trying to lock onto it, but you're fighting that because you know that the aim assist, when it locks on, isn't that brilliant, and you're probably going to miss that final beam. The final beam, the final charge on the charge rifle was the most important bit because that's where all of your damage comes from. If you don't hit the final beam, you're only going to be hitting 2s, 3s, or maybe even 6. It's definitely not going to be a decent weapon for late game fights, especially if you're close range as well. You're going to struggle to win your 1v1s because by the time you've beamed off one beam, you might even miss it, so you've only dealt about 10 damage and this kid on the other team has just wiped you out. So the RE45 isn't actually that bad of a gun. However, when you compare it to the R301 and the R99, which are in the same light gun category, it just can't compete. So the RE45 actually has the lowest amount of bullets it can hold in a magazine compared to the R99 and the R301, and it also has the lowest range as well compared to those two guns as well. So this is why you shouldn't be using this gun for late game fights, because by the time you've reached late game, you should have been able to find at least an R301 or an R99 because they are the most popular guns in the game. So next up we have the Mozambique, and this is actually a live gameplay to showcase you guys what the Mozambique is capable of. Let me just turn up my brightness here real quick. Now if you've played Apex Legends before, you will know that the Mozambique is a bit of a meme and it's a bit of a joke weapon, to be honest. Now you might think from those shots, yeah, actually it's actually a pretty good shotgun, but for some reason it just kind of feels like with the ping, with the latency lag on the Mexican servers, it just kind of feels like you're missing a lot of your shots when actually they should be hitting. And compared to, you know, other guns, it just isn't that brilliant. You know, there's better shotguns that you can use in the game. And to be honest, the fire rate, I have got a shotgun bolt on it as well, the blue one, so, you know, it's not too bad. But at the end of the day, this is probably the worst shotgun you can get. But you see how it shoots quite fast? By the time that you've actually, you know, started shooting, if you've just missed only one of your shots, you know, you're pretty screwed, to be honest. It's really, I feel like it's just really easy to miss your shots using the Mozambique compared to the other shotguns. Okay guys, next up we are going to be using the Hemlock and the Prowler, both burst rifle guns. Now early to mid game, these guns will be probably fine. You know, you might lose your fights against like a flatline, R301, R99, alternator, etc. But you know, these guns aren't awful, and I want to stress that all these guns that I'm showing aren't like bad. They're just not good for late game fights. And you know, with the Hemlock, we'll start with the Hemlock and just show you guys what I'm talking about. So that's why the burst rifle guns aren't that brilliant. See how long it took me to kill that guy? Just because I was slightly off aim for like the first few shots, it just completely deals no damage. Whereas if you had a fully auto, at least some damage would be going onto them, right? See what I mean? Like, what is this? And I'm dead. Now you can actually make the Hemlock into a single shot fire gun, which I will show you in just a second. It's as soon as the enemies start moving around a lot, that's when you're going to struggle with this gun. Because as I said, if they're moving around and you missed your burst, you're going to die. I'm going to show you now the single fire on the Hemlock. This is what it's like. As you can see, with like the aim assist and how the aim assist works, it's trying to like lock you on, but for heavy guns you want to be slightly in front and above them because, you know, of the bullet drop off. Okay, just about killed that dude. Let's show you the Prowler now. Now, the Prowler actually has a hop-up where you can actually use it as a fully automatic gun. But we're not going to showcase that in this video here, and I think I'm going to die. Yep. So here we go, some bit of long-range action. Can't really see what's going on. Only a few tags. Burst rifles, hard to hit. Okay, some shots down here. 26. Managed to get the kill, fair enough. Well, let's get some close action, dude. I'm getting shot from all angles here. It's just very difficult to use. Once again, have to make sure he's super accurate. Lifeline. Got one. Dead. Let's go back to the Hemlock quickly before the game ends. See if we can get any more kills with it. Feels like it has a slower fire rate than the Prowler as well. And then we see, look, we just lost the game. That barely happens, man. And there you guys have it. That is going to be the worst guns to use in Apex Legends Mobile for late game. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to let me know in the comments section down below. Like the video, subscribe if you are new, and it really helped me out if you turn on the post notification bell as well. I'm going to be starting a new series on this YouTube channel very shortly for Apex Legends Mobile, and I'm really looking forward to it, so make sure you stick around. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.